It's late January 2025 as I'm scripting this, and we're just coming off the heels of Frosty Faustings 17 2025, a prestigious fighting game tournament based out of Lombard, Illinois that hosts a wide variety of fighting game titles. I mean, we're talking Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, 3 whole Guilty Gear titles, and Blaze Blue Central Fiction. However, although these main game titles are exciting, it can be easy to miss what lies underneath Frosty Faustings, the event within the event known as Vortex Gallery. Vortex Gallery is a tournament title used to represent, well, organized chaos. The people at 956 Productions who host Vortex Gallery have a very, sure, why not, approach when it comes to running tournaments. Wonderful World? Yes. Neo Turf Masters? Absolutely. 100% orange juice? Of course. Dodon Pachi Dai Ojo? I don't even know what that is or if I'm saying it right, but absolutely. In the online side of things, Vortex Gallery ends up being this event that runs dozens of game titles spread across as many regions as they can feasibly fit with organizers and a scene that will participate. In the offline side of things, Vortex Gallery has found a home at Frosty Faustings, which is a match made in heaven. Midwest tournaments are known to bring massive game lineups with a very play-what-you-like attitude. So why not adopt a tournament series that elevates that sentiment to the next level? This year's Vortex Gallery at Frosty Faustings hosted a whopping 57 side events. This is on top of the 25 main events that are already being ran at Frosty Faustings proper, which means there were nearly 100 tournaments being ran in a single weekend. Insane. Anyways, before we get lost in the sauce here, I want to ask you a question. Which game do you think had the most solo entrants out of all side games hosted at Vortex Gallery? This may be a head scratcher of a question if you are to nowhere. A valid guess would be Samurai Showdown, a game that was an SNK World Championship qualifier at Vortex Gallery and had a prize pool totaling over $1,000. Yes, a Pro Tour qualifier and a $1,000 plus tournament was a side tournament. Bro, that's prize money that can make somebody punch a hole in the wall. Or you may guess Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, because you're an avid Kraken Atkins content watcher and you know that Frosty Faustings is historically seen as an important and popular tournament for the North American BB tag scene. You're based if you guess Aquapaza, the game that had the real Kyla Kowalskia as a commentator.
For legal reasons, I must inform you that this is a joke. This is a marketable plushie, a creature, if you will, and not the real Kyla. All likeness is purely coincidental.
But all these answers are wrong. The game that had the most solo entrants in Vortex Gallery at Frosty Faustings in 2025 was Idol Showdown, the best free fighting game you haven't played yet.
Still out for so long. EX only flip, but no, you just get bonked with a 2H.
Like, if you're a Hololive fan right now, there is no excuse you're not here right now.
Yeah.
If you're watching this video, I'm going to assume you've at least heard of Idol Showdown. But to keep it short and sweet, this is the funny VTuber fighting game developed by Besto Game Team, available on Steam. It's a 1v1 fighter where you can call assists called collabs to help you out in battle. It's based. At an impressive 60 entrants, people showed up and showed out to send their Oshis to engage in VTuber warfare for the love of the game, and I think that's dope. In fact, I should be a bit more transparent. They didn't technically go here to play Idol Showdown. They pulled up to play Idol Showdown Next Fest. Next Fest was a free update that dropped last May that introduced new mechanics, reworks, balance changes, and a new character in the form of Ina, who plays kind of like some Frankenstein monster combination of Dalsum and Chun-Li. This is a combination that excites you if your name is Kraken Atkins, and frustrates you if you're a grappler player. In which case, I don't know, just simply choose not to lose at the character select screen, bruh. That's a skill issue. Except Coco, this game's grappler, is actually high tier right now. But anyways, not only was Next Fest a free update, the base game is also free. It's always been free. In fact, everything in this game is free. The developers of this game can't profit from it at all. The game is an official Holo indie title, so it is recognized by Hololive itself, which is fantastic. But this is a fan game, purely for the enjoyment of others and the profit of nobody on the development end. It's a passion project. This is an insane thing to learn when you realize that this game is delivering on more fronts than some top dollar modern fighting games out at the moment. Idol Showdown in its current state has rollback netcode, which I should mention was recently reworked from the ground up to improve overall network stability, lobby and spectating modes, a robust training mode, replays and replay takeover, a tutorial that's actually useful, 11 characters, 14 collabs, and an entire Virtual Frontier roguelike single-player mode that, I'll be honest, I myself have never played. I'm a competitive sweat who doesn't engage in single-player content in my fighting games, but I've heard nothing but high praises about this mode, especially if you're a fan of VTubers and can catch all the references and jokes. This game was very obviously made by people who love the source material, but also recognize the value in creating a fighting game that is accessible and respectable in its own right. The game released in May 2023, after being in development for over 2 years prior, and since then, sure, there have been some bumps and bruises along the way, but the team has been able to work the game into its current state for Next Fest, which is probably one of the best states the game has ever been in. The zoner isn't broken anymore. The grappler is terrifying. The collabs are now a sauce to put on your meal and isn't the whole entire entree. And most importantly, the game is fun.
Wait,
It's going
observe the
on.
drip. Hold on. As sentimental as I can be, it can wait. This drip is the tail's not gonna fit in the chair, man.
But where did these 60 Vortex Gallery at Frosty Faustings entrants come from? Well, that's a valid question. Some of them have been longtime fans of the game who have been dedicated players since launch, and decided to come out to Frosty to put some faces to names and give their names a face. That's definitely the case for Slim Jim 8345, who finished top 8 in the tournament and wins the award for friendliest tall person I interacted with for the first time the entire weekend. Also, Aqua Dynasty, who had an insane run this weekend, placing in a ton of different titles, and yet their most viral accomplishment ended up being their Kyla plushie going viral on the internet. And Library, the now 2-time Frosty Faustings Idol Showdown champion, who represents a specialized Botan style to topple their opponents.
Gotta go off for the
Dropping
rifle,
your legs, and that's your
grenades,
kill.
rifles, guns, everything in the arsenal. Library is armed and dangerous as they will be your Frosty Faustings champion again for Idol Showdown Next Fest.
Some participants are people who tried the game before and just decided to enter for the hell of it, despite not being too active on the game nowadays. This fits an entrant like Master Chief, a CEO Otaku 2023 top 8 finalist for Idol Showdown, who after playing in this tournament for Frosty said, and I quote, "Man, I kinda wanna grind some Idol next month." I'm leaking our DMs for content, Master Chief. I'm so sorry. Please don't hurt me. I'm so sorry, bro. Don't. Everyone has their own stories, but there's 3 other types of players that I'm going to highlight who entered this bracket because I think they say a lot about how magical this game and scene is. For starters, the developers. Fancy, Retro, Tobiki, and Vigorous. If you lost to one of these names in this bracket, you lost to an Idol Showdown developer on the Besto game team. Get bestoed on, I guess. I'm never gonna say that again. Anyways, yeah, this is a game where the developers play their own game. Crazy, right? Well, probably not. But what's actually crazy is this is a game where developers had to learn how to play fighting games by playing their own game, as is the case with Vigorous. Crazy, right? Alright, maybe not, but what's truly crazy is that this was the first fighting game major Vigorous ever attended, and he finished 3rd in this stacked bracket despite, again, this being the first fighting game he has ever played and had to learn how to play fighting games in order to develop the game. And editor's note, I forgot to mention this, Vigorous literally had to fight Tobiki, fellow developer, for the top 4 qualifier. Crazy, right? Now it is. But I'm not gonna gas him up any further because you know what? He won a controller for getting top 3 at this event and has actively stated multiple times that he wants to learn how to play Arakune and BlazBlue Central Fiction with it. And morally, as a human, I just can't support that. Oh yeah, by the way, the developers gave out an insanely absurd amount of prizes for the top 8 finalists at this event. We're talking keychains, pillows, controllers, acrylic standees, wall scrolls. Dude, these Idol Showdown offline tournaments don't mess around. The developers support their community in full force. More on that a bit later. Another category of player who entered this bracket is top players from other games. This is Ryazo. He's the Vortex Gallery at Frosty Faustings 2025 BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle champion, and a qualified Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising player for the Arc World Tour 2024. So why is he playing Idol Showdown? Well, he thinks the game is fun. But what if I told you that he entered CEO Otaku 2024 with less than a week of practice and finished 3rd at the event? That guy is a gamer. This feat is obviously a testament to Ryazo's capabilities as a fighting game player, but I think it's also a testament to this game's pick up and play nature. Idol Showdown is a game that has a low skill floor. It's very accessible, and so long as you understand core fighting game fundamentals, you can start cooking relatively quickly. The beauty of it is that the skill ceiling scales quite high, so the people that put in the time and explore the most are rewarded for their efforts. But you won't have to put in so much time to understand the system and core game at play if you want to catch up to somebody like a Library, a Mako Dynasty, or some Gem 8345. Riazo finished 5th at Vortex Gallery, which is still a consistent top 8 placement, but I'm excited to see where he goes from here. He learned this game just by interacting with the community, by the way, asking questions, playing a couple of games, and figuring out the rest via trial and error. You could do the same. Check out the Idol Showdown Discord server. I'll put a link in the description of this video, but you don't even need that link to access the server. You can actually just boot up the game, and a link to the server is on the news tab from directly inside the game. Why? Because the dev team is awesome. That's why. And the third category of players found within this Frosty Faustings bracket was new players. Yeah, this game is still acquiring new players to this day. Shino is one of those newer players. They've technically been in the main Idol Showdown server since March 2024, but didn't really start grinding the game until December 2024, in preparation for Frosty Faustings. Now, I haven't talked to Shino, but I imagine they might have decided to give this game a try after the announcement of the World vs. Online Tournament series. An official developer-backed Idol Showdown online tournament spanning across North America, Europe, South America, and Japan, happening this February. Yes, the developers are doing even more work for this game. Shino didn't join the main server since this tournament was announced, but at the time of making this video, 242 people have joined the main server since World vs. was announced back in November, adding on to the thousands of people that are already in this Discord server. And you know, maybe this is what lies in whether or not you should play this game. Because I think most people nowadays fear getting into smaller games because they don't know if they'll be able to play with people, let alone people at their skill level. But as I just stated, there are 242 new people who have joined the server in the past 2 months, and I'd imagine the majority of them are looking for new players to grind with just like you. The World vs. Tournament series could use some entrants as well. I shouldn't have to convince you to play in World vs. by the way, you should just want to play in it. Why? Well, it's literally free to enter, and you don't even have to place to take home one of the various prizes that are being offered. So long as you register and play your sets, don't disqualify, you're entered into a raffle where you may take home any of the crazy prizes listed here. I mean, dude, that's a disc copy of Idol Showdown that comes equipped with the full soundtrack of the game, alright? That's limited edition. You can only get that here. Do you know how bad I want that? That is way too cool. So you should join this influx of players and learn the game now. It's free to play, it's fun to play, and it's easy to play. You can pick who you like and see success. Botan and Aki just won offline majors. Pekara is the most successful major tournament winner since Next Fest has dropped, with Ludracant from Argentina and Bob from Japan having plenty of notable tournament victories. And across all 4 of these recent tournament winners from different parts of the world, 3 different collab options have been used to get their wins. Not to mention, Botan, Aki, and Pekara are all mostly considered mid-tier characters in recent regional tier lists. That should say enough about the state of the game when it comes to balance right now. So yeah, give it a try. And if you run into any roadblocks along the way or have any questions, hit up the Discord. We got your back. I don't know if there's any big future plans for the development of this game. I myself am not a dev, I'm just a shill. But the Besto Game team has put in plenty of work to make this game what it is today, and are still supporting the scene via official tournament support and bug fixes along the way. So that's enough to make me sing their praises. There's plenty of community-ran tournaments to play in too, by the way, and for every region. You'll find the full spread of all of them in the main Discord server. However, South America and Japan have their own Discord servers where they coordinate a lot of their matchmaking tournaments, just overall announcements. So if you're in those regions, I'll link those Discord links in the description of this video as well. Alright, have fun!